Welcome back, viewers, to the PI show. It's that time of the show where we've got Viv's mailbag, but brought to us by Kathy.
Good evening.
And
Hi, Harry.
What did you think of the show so far, Kathy?
Very, very interesting. Miss Hooper was obviously in a very difficult circumstance, but it
Very
prevailed
distressed.
for her. That's right, and at least she got something in terms of compensation to reward her for what she went through and what she had to put up with.
What did you think of the show, Harry?
Oh no, it's very good. No, look, it's just the interesting just to
Well, the
hear
real
from-
life, isn't it, Harry?
Yeah, from people, plaintiffs who've gone through a court case, a very difficult court case, and come to a successful conclusion.
Yeah,
It's tough. It's a tough road, but
and no
all
one wishes to
credit
go
her.
through that as well.
Yeah, she persisted.
Kathy,
So-
Yeah,
get on
Kathy.
the questions,
We are-
'cause
no,
last time
we've-
we're running late.
We are coming back and we're trying to get through more questions, but we'll get to as many as we can. Thank you for writing in, but we're going to go to the first question, which is Sharon from Narre Warren, who writes, to the PI show. I was recently in a store in a shopping centre buying clothes. After a while, a security guard approached me and asked me to accompany him to an office where he asked to check my bags. I was very distressed as I had done nothing wrong. He went through my bags and did not find anything. However, he also asked me to take off my jacket so he could check the pockets. I was very uncomfortable with this and did not want to comply. When I refused, he made me stay in the office for over 45 minutes. Eventually, I gave him my jacket and only then did he let me go. I feel greatly anguished about the whole incident and was wondering if I had any legal rights in respect to this situation. Harry, how can you answer that for Sharon?
Well, look, it's an interesting scenario. I think the law says that it's possibly false imprisonment and that you can't hold someone against their will in a confined space. Now, it partly depends on what she said and what the security guard said, whether her version of events is believed and whether his or her version of events is believed.
So up to where they check the bags, though, is that legally acceptable? Have they got the right to do that?
Yeah, I think
I
there
don't
are
think there's a
signs to
problem
that
with that,
effect, and that's part of the contract, if you like, when you go into shop. They've got the right to check bags.
I think the inordinate delay of 45 minutes weighs heavily against.
Well, in a confined space.
Yes.
I mean, she's put in an office, she sat there, she refuses to take her jacket off, and she's not let go until she takes her jacket off. Now, I think that's a...
And it sounds to me it's against her will, I mean.
It's against her will. It partly depends on what was said in each... by
She could have
different
easily
people.
have said, I'll wait and her until you go and sort yourself out, and then when you come back, we'll talk about it. But I don't think that's what she said.
No. She's refused. She felt uncomfortable. She refused to take her jacket off, and she was detained against her
So
will.
what's she entitled to?
And was
on
forced
question.
to actually take her
Yeah.
jacket off in order for her to be let go.
You don't have to prove an injury. You just have to prove false imprisonment, and you can get damages for that event.
Okay. And it would be distress.
It partly depends on some medical evidence,
Okay.
but in and of itself, detaining someone against their will can give rise to false imprisonment and damages.
So Sharon should get legal advice.
Yeah.
Sharon should, yes. Please do so because obviously you've got a legal claim there. Going on to question 2, this is from Bob. I am a 55-year-old male who had a prosthetic knee implanted 7 months ago. I have recently started to experience painful swelling and cysts around the knee. I am made extremely uncomfortable by this very painful and extensive damage and have not been able to go to work for the past month. I believe that it is the prosthetic knee that has caused this pain. Am I able to sue the manufacturer in these circumstances, or what are my legal entitlements? Tony, could you please answer Bob's question for us?
Look, I think that if the surgeon that implanted the knee hasn't done anything wrong, and you can pinpoint the damage or problems he's having to the actual prosthetic knee itself, in those circumstances, I'd probably rely on the Trade Practices Act, Harry. And,
defective product.
Yeah, defective product.
So
Yeah,
it could
it's
be a
not
case, but could it be a case of also that it's the doctor's fault in the way that it's been...
I excluded that at the start. I said, if the doctor's done nothing wrong and he's done everything correctly and then he's still got problems and it's due to the actual prosthetic knee, you have to have a look at the
itself.
product to see what it is about that product. In those circumstances, I'd rely on the Trade Practices Act and sue under that.
You've got strict time limits?
3 years. 3 years.
3 years. Might be
Yes.
less, but anyway,
think it's
there are strict time limits
I'm
about
confident
it.
it's only 3 years, Harry.
And it's in the
federal court.
Federal
Court.
and
Commonwealth legislation.
you don't have to sue the manufacturer. You can sue the importer. Who
Yeah.
stands in the shoes of the manufacturer.
That's exactly right.
So there's a very interesting and a strict liability as well.
That's exactly right. So I think that Bob, it's funny you talk about Bob, I'm thinking of a builder, but Bob should go and get advice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yep,
good
yep.
to know. I hope that's helped,
And
Bob.
I noticed you've got a new toy. Have you?
We have moved, we've upgraded in season 5, and we are using much more technologically advanced systems in order to.
And this is
A little bit. We're going onto the touch screen, but however.
This is the iPad, the new iPad.
It is. But whilst we're not promoting other people's products and we're promoting our questions from the viewers, we're going to move on to question 3, Harry, and I will aim this one at you. I am a 20-year-old woman who was born with a very large and very noticeably strawberry birthmark on my face. 12 months ago, I took up employment with a clothing retailer as fashion is a passion of mine. I enjoy my job and enjoy being in a retail outlet. However, I've noticed that my manager and other employees have started gossiping about me. They laugh at me, and they now have noticeably started bullying me by calling me a freak. In addition, my shifts have been cut back and my work is being criticised. Last month, my manager said that she was firing me for sloppy work. I believe I've been unfairly dismissed because of my appearance. Now I have low self-esteem and confidence. What legal rights do I have with this? And it's from Anonymous. Now, Harry, could you please enlighten us on this?
Well, look,
I mean, it's a
we've
bullying
discussed
case.
we've discussed the sort of David Jones harassment bullying. There are laws in place, and the employer has a duty of care to ensure that the employees don't bully and harass people. The starting point is what are the facts, and the facts have to be established about words that are spoken and events that have taken place, because she's been dismissed, and it might have been dismissed for bona fide reasons or for ulterior purposes.
Well, Harry, if she can prove that people were calling her names and all sorts of things, prima facie she's got a case.
Yeah, you got to establish
And
the
you got-
facts.
yeah, and
you
you
got to
gotta
establish the
right
facts
under the
of
Acts
what
and
happened.
Compacts, so-
It's probably best, given recent times as well, that you do something about it now or seek legal advice now before it becomes
Time's
too
run out
late.
again, guys.
It is, and viewers, again, please, if you want to catch the David Jones show episode that we had, please watch it at www.pishow.com, where you can also write in more questions for us.
And any other episode for that matter.
Of course.
Kathy,
Yeah, but thanks very
right.
much for watching, and we'll be back next week. Thanks,
Thank you,
Kathy.
viewers. Stay tuned.
Good night.
No, thanks.